We're talking about a miracle medicine to keep the platelet count without falling, if that is right, if I'm saying. Yes.
Now it's not only the platelet, but it's just much more than platelet.
Okay.
But that's a common understanding is the platelet actually which indicates. Okay.
But doctor, let's talk about your invention, the papaya leaf juice. How did you first discover this? What made you your research? Tell us about the history of this.
It's very interesting. In 2008, I'm working as a family physician in the Maharagam area. We had huge number of dengue patients coming into us. Almost every other patient had dengue. Actually, there were so many children and people, admitted to hospitals. And my wife, actually the one who specially sort of promoted me to do this research, because she was working at Sri Jawadimura Hospital intensive care unit, and she sees many children coming with this dengue hemorrhagic fever, and mothers are so worried, and some of them die and they go into very shock, and she's worried more than the parents sometimes, because we also have 2 kids. And I am a person who like to do research. I have invented some other products also. So I thought, now we must do something. So I went to the internet, browsed the internet, and I was interested in herbal medicine. I was sure that there should be a herbal remedy for this. So when I went through the internet, I found this papaya leaf had been used earlier for malaria and cancer. But at that time, it was never used in dengue. I'm talking about 2008. Then I read more about papaya, and I found there was research done to say that it stimulates your immune system. So I was thinking that this may be a good remedy. So actually, me and few of my family members, we took some papaya leaf juice, because we knew that cancer patients were taking it for a long time, right? So we were the first guinea pigs. We took it. We did it scientifically. We checked our blood counts earlier and took the medicine and checked the counts earlier, and there was another group who didn't take papaya leaf juice. 6 of us took it and 6 didn't take. And we checked our blood counts after about, we regularly checked. And we saw that the people who took papaya leaf has a steady increase in their platelet count, white blood cell count, and even the hemoglobin count. Right at this time, I had a practice clerk who also helped me with all this. He got dengue, right? And then his platelet count dropped to about 70,000. Then I wanted to admit. Then he said, "No, sir, you are experimenting with this. I'm not feeling very bad. Shall I try this remedy?" So I said, "Okay, go ahead." His father also had been an Ayurvedic doctor. So we crushed it in a scientific way and gave him about 3 doses. So next day morning it picked up to about 120,000, the platelet count, and he was okay. And by 1 or 2 days he was okay. But his platelet count went up so rapidly, so I knew there is something. Now I had done some. So I thought, now we had to do some research into this. Then I thought, now I must do a study. Then I consulted experts in this field and asked them, and with their advice I did a proper scientific study on these people, right? And my first study, which is published in Journal of Family Physician, Sri Lankan Journal of Family Physician, in 2008 edition, where I gave 12 patients who was willing to take on their own accord, who came. Now after this was going, they came asking for this treatment in my village, because it was so popular. So I knew it's working. So I told them a real fact, and I said there is no research being done anywhere. If you like, you could take. So they took it. I told them how to prepare it and the exact method, and I did it in a scientific way. And I found that all 12 patients who took them, I took it in a improved. The thing is, I saw 3 things. The platelet count was going up, the white blood cell count was going up, and they were recovering fast. I didn't have to admit any of these patients to hospital. Then then a lot of people knew about this after publication. It was there was a wide media coverage, right, on Sri Lankan media as well as international media. There had been so many research done not only in Sri Lanka, in other countries. If I mention some of the research which was done.
You have an article here, Dr.
Yeah. This is of course a BMJ article, BMJ case report, where it says the Indian Council of Medical Research, right, informing the BMJ that cases that people have used this Papaya leaf juice, they have given, and that it has enormous beneficial.
So it's internationally spoken of as well.
Yes.
Now, Doctor,
Just I want to mention another one study. This one. This has been studied in University of Florida Medical Center, one of the leading medical research centers in University of Florida. The research was done by one Professor Nam Dan, who is the head of that department. He has found, he had done on the medicinal properties of Papaya leaf juice. He has found three important things. One thing is that it is not toxic for people. The second thing, it has cancer fighting properties. They are more interested about cancer than dengue. The third is the most important thing in regard to dengue, that it stimulates your immune system, and that it could be used as an adjuvant therapy for vaccine. So that's very important. It's coming from University of Florida, one of the best research centers, saying that this is effective and stimulates immunity.
That's right.
Take 2 or 3 tablespoons of Papaya leaf juice. Enough toxicology studies are done world over, right? And they say it's not toxic. So why not take it and try? You know, I mean, it's a simple remedy, you know, because nobody is gaining. I am not gaining from it. No international company is gaining, and you don't have to spend money. It's even poor man's thing, you know. It's available anywhere. That is why these Indian doctors have recommended to the BMJ that they have reported so many cases improving, and they say this is the remedy for poor people, and it's reported in the BMJ. It's not only me who says now. After my study, there are enormous number of studies now done even in Florida, and has said that it's effective.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sanath Hettige, for joining us this morning and sharing your thoughts. Thank you very much, Doctor.